Hey, I'm Christina from Sweet for Kindergarten, and I have another Kinder Chat available for you today. But this one is going to be geared more towards parents of incoming kindergarteners. I know as a kindergarten teacher that many parents are a little bit nervous about having their child enter kindergarten for the first time. So I am just here to tell you a couple quick, easy tips to help make the transition smoother for you and your child. The first one is simple. It is just prep. In the weeks leading up to kindergarten, you will want to start prepping your child on what to expect. You can have a countdown to the first day of school using a paper chain and talk about all the fun and exciting things that they will get to do this year. Also, you can talk about how they need to listen to their teacher, be kind to others, etc. But just by talking about kindergarten and prepping them, like you get to go have lunch with your friends and you'll have recess, you'll have specials, talk about your teacher, you'll get to learn this and that. It will just help them get really excited and prepared for kindergarten. If you don't share what they'll be doing, then they're going to be kind of surprised when they get into kindergarten and it is like a culture shock to them. So just definitely prep as much as you can, really talk it up with your students. So the first thing you need to remember is to prep your child for kindergarten. Okay, the second one is to practice. So my daughter actually started preschool at 3 years old and she had never attended any school or daycare before. So the week before she started, I made sure that she practiced a few skills. For example, she would have to walk up a flight of stairs with a backpack and a lunchbox. So I had her put the backpack on and the lunchbox full of things and walk up and down our stairs independently. You will want to do the same thing with your kindergartner. So here's a few ideas of things that you can practice with your child before they enter kindergarten. And your child may be more than capable to do all of these things, but a few will need help and reminders with each one. So it's best just to practice. The first one is bathroom. So going to the bathroom independently, you'd be surprised at how many students still need help going to the bathroom independently at 5 years old in kindergarten. And as teachers, we're not really allowed to help them go to the bathroom. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that your child can use the bathroom, they flush, they wipe the seat, they wash their hands, and most importantly, they shut the door. There's always that one student that leaves the door wide open for the whole world to see as they're going to the bathroom. So that definitely practice like typical bathroom procedures with your child, have them shut the door in your own household, and just make sure that they can do this by themselves. If your school requires that your child wears a belt with their pants, make sure that they can confidently take off the belt and put the belt back on. If you are sending your child to school in like a romper or something that's a little bit trickier to take off, make sure that they're able to take it off independently and put it back on. Lunchtime is another area that a lot of students will need help with. When you're packing your child's lunch, make sure that they can open every single container or every single package and also close the containers. There's always a couple tricky things like cheese sticks or yogurt containers that are a little bit trickier to open for some kids. So make sure that if you are packing something like that, that you practice with your child ahead of time. There's not very many teachers that are on lunch duty, so your child might be have their hand in the air for a long time asking them to help them open a baggie. So just as you're packing the lunch, make sure that they're able to open the things in the lunchbox. I like to use those little bento boxes because they're really easy for kids to open, and then everything stays fresh and nothing gets messy inside the lunchbox. Also, make sure you remind your child that they will have to clean up after themselves. So maybe practice that at home, have them throw all of their scraps and wrappers into the trash can, put their lunchbox back together, making sure that nothing spills, because there's nothing worse than having your child come home with a big spill in their lunchbox. And the last area to practice is sitting on the carpet and listening to directions. So with your child, they'll be sitting on a carpet during lessons, they'll be sitting at a desk, they'll be sitting in different areas of the classroom. And it's really hard because a lot of kids like to fidget, which is fine. So I always showed them that they could sit crisscross applesauce, they could sit mermaid style, so that's just kind of their legs to the side. They could sit with their legs in front of them, but as long as their bottom was on the floor and they were not touching others. So just remind your child that they will be sitting, they're not supposed to touch other kids or mess with other kids. I know that that's something that's really easy you can practice with your child, like, oh, we're gonna sit on the carpet and I'm gonna read a story to you. We'll practice like we're in school. So make it like a game. Say that you're practicing for school so that they'll be the best student they can be, and it will be great. And the last one is patience. So it will take some time for children to adjust to kindergarten, even if they attended some kind of preschool or pre-K program where they were in school the majority of the day. So please be patient with your child and your child's teacher as they adjust to that first month of school. The first month is not very academic, but it's more settling in, getting used to routines, learning how to act in a classroom, building relationships with others. One year I had a parent requesting a conference with me the second week of school because she felt like her child wasn't being challenged enough. So I took the time to sit down with her to explain why the work he was bringing home seemed a little bit easy. Because kindergarten is all about adjusting and learning the routines the first 2 weeks of school. I don't teach anything new until about the third week of school, and then even then it might be review for some children. By using materials that students are already familiar with, we can focus on how to sit and listen during lessons, how to take turns during centers, and how to interact with the teacher and others throughout the day. So it is so important for that classroom community to be built the first few weeks. Your child will have all year to learn all the academics. They'll learn how to read and count and write sentences. They're going to learn so much in the year. So please just allow your child and your child's teacher a few weeks to kind of adjust to a kindergarten classroom. Also, if you notice that the teacher seems very strict the first few weeks, that's totally normal. As teachers, we need to establish the expectations in the classroom and set the routines and procedures so that we can have a smooth running year. By doing this at the beginning of the year, we can focus on academics the rest of the year. So you may be shocked if your child gets a note home saying that they were misbehaving in the classroom. Don't worry. That doesn't mean that they will get in trouble all year long. It's just the teacher setting those expectations on how to act in the classroom and building respect. Your kindergartner will do great. Just like any big life change, it's an adjustment and will take time. So you can check out this blog post below for even more tips on your child starting kindergarten.